Hello everyone, welcome to Target Focus Life. My name's Steve and today I'm taking a detailed and in-depth look at the Beretta A400 Xtreme Plus. Let's go. The Beretta A400 Xtreme Plus is Beretta's next evolution of waterfall hunting shotguns. I'm excited to put this one to the test. A lot of great hype around this gun, and we're gonna see if it lives up to what they've made it for. Now, the intended use of the Beretta A400 Xtreme Plus is waterfall, 3.5-inch chamber. But what's cool is this gun can be used as an all-around gun. Whether you wanna take it out in the field for some upland, or if you wanna go out and shoot some clays, this gun can get the job done. So in order to be able to hunt and shoot different things, you have to have a gun that's gonna reliably cycle all the different loads, from lighter target loads shooting clays to heavier loads shooting waterfall. That's something we're gonna put to the test today with this gun. Now, I was looking on Beretta's website, I did not see a posted MSRP, but I was able to find this gun from $1,600 into the $1,700 range. I picked this one up from Reed's, and it is the OptiFade pattern with a 30-inch barrel. The operating system of this A400 Xtreme Plus is gas operated. What I like about the gas guns is that they're more reliable from light target loads to heavy loads. Sometimes those inertia guns have a little bit of trouble with the light target loads, and if you're spending $1,700 on a gun, chances are you wanna be able to shoot clays, you wanna be able to shoot ducks, you wanna be able to shoot pheasants, you wanna be able to shoot anything that flies with the gun. So gas system is very versatile and has lighter recoil. Let's take a quick look at the specs of this shotgun, starting with length of pull, which is the distance from the trigger to the butt end stock of the gun. Out of the box, this comes at 14.5 inches, but it does have a 1/2-inch spacer in the shotgun. So you could remove that, drop it down to 14 inches. It also has a 1-inch spacer you could put in, so you could gain another inch. So it can go from 14 to about 15 inches with the spacers. Includes shims, so you can adjust your drop at comb. The drop at comb out of the box is 1.5 inches. The drop at the heel is 2.5 inches. The A400 Xtreme Plus runs the Optima choke HP system. Comes with 5 extended chokes. That's pretty darn cool. I've already switched it out. I like to run my Carlson's choke tube, so I have put that on there. Now you can get this shotgun in 26, 28, or 30-inch barrels. This one is the 30-inch barrel, and it comes in at 8 pounds. So it is a little heavier gun, but just from holding it already, it doesn't feel heavy in the hands, and it mounts up super nice. I really like the way it feels. I don't mind a little heavier gun, especially if I'm shooting the hard-hitting, heavy game loads. The Magnum shell is 3.5 inch. A little heavier gun's gonna help reduce the recoil, so it's not something that I would really complain about all day walking for pheasants. Maybe a little on the heavier side, but again, well-balanced gun, feels good in the hands, so I don't really have any issues with the weight at all. Now, this gun also comes available in many other camo patterns. The Max 5, Bottomlands, DRT, and Black Synthetic are also available. Next, I'm gonna be taking a look at the ergonomics of this gun. I think Beretta did a really good job. Ergonomics are the look, the feel, the function in your hands. First off, this gun feels really good in the hands. Maybe a little bit wider here at the pistol grip than what I would like, but it doesn't feel bad. One thing I really love is the rubber inlays, both here on the grip and on the forearm. You know, when you're out waterfall hunting, you're gonna get wet, and having these rubber inlays are gonna help you hold onto the gun. Or if you're just out shooting clays in the summer, your hands are a little bit sweaty, I love the grip on this gun. Looking at the controls, it has an oversized bolt handle, making it really easy without looking to pull that back. It also has an oversized bolt release that is super easy. I mean, just one finger, barely have to touch it, and that goes forward. It has a cross bolt safety. On the front side of the trigger, I don't know that I prefer front side of the trigger safeties. I would prefer they be behind. I don't like to move my finger forward to come back, but it's not too awkward either. One really unique feature of this A400 Xtreme Plus is the stock. It has a kickoff recoil reduction system, which part of it is this little groove here you can see actually compresses when you shoot. So it helps reduce the felt recoil, along with a nice recoil butt pad. And then it also has this soft comb on top, which I really like, feels great on the face. But we're gonna test this system in just a minute and get some live rounds through it and see how it feels. But first, let's take a quick look at the trigger. The feel of the trigger is important. It doesn't have a lot of extra travel in it. Let's put a scale to it and see how heavy it is. For all my shotgun reviews, I have my Wheeler professional digital trigger gauge. We'll go ahead and give it a few different pulls. 5.3 pounds. 5 pounds, 1 ounce. Just about 5 pounds, 4 pounds, 15.8 ounces. So if we put that in, we get an average of 5 pounds, 1.8 ounces. So fairly light trigger. That's right in the realm where I like my triggers. Anything between 5 and 6 is pretty decent, but the lower end of 5, I really like that. This gun also has a reversible safety, so if you want to switch that around, you definitely can. And it's also drilled and tapped. So if you want to take this gun out turkey hunting in the spring at a red dot optic, Picatinny rail, you can definitely do that as well. And it also has a mid bead and a front fiber bead that's not too large. Not a big fan of huge fiber beads because if you're looking at the game, you're ignoring your bead. The only thing the bead's good for is testing your mount, making sure you're looking straight down that barrel. Once you know your mount's good, you have that muscle memory, you're focused on that game, you're focused on that clay. Whatever it is, ignore your bead. One last thing to mention on the ergonomics is that they've beveled out or milled out around this loading port, making it even easier for you to get your hands in there and load. And I like this green cap that they put in there for the magazine tube. Very easy to check and see if your gun's unloaded, nothing in the magazine tube. Now taking a look at the build quality of this gun. The first thing I'm gonna look at is the barrel. They have what's called a stellium barrel. Yes, stellium is the term for it. The barrel is drilled, reamed, and cold hammer forged like many rifle barrels are. They took a lot of care to make this barrel. Beretta's been making barrels for 500 years, so they know a thing or two about making barrels. But what's different about this one is they have a longer forcing cone over the course of 14 inches. What a longer forcing cone does is it gives you a little less recoil, less muzzle flip, and it's supposed to give you more consistent patterns. Often you only see that type of thing in competition guns, but Beretta's put it right into the A400 Xtreme Plus. Just continuing to look at build quality, I just observe how it all comes together, how tight the tolerances are, how it feels in the hands, no ribs there. Everything's very, very solid. This gun is put together well. But hey, enough talking. Let's put some rounds through this gun and put it to the test, right? It's one thing to look at marketing material and look at the specs, but we want to see how this gun operates. Right off the bat, I'm just going to go to target loads. It's a 3.5-inch gun. See if it handles target loads well. Let's see what the recoil feels like. These are 1 1/8 8-shot Federal Top gun. Okay, 3 shots. I'm going to take them slow. Feels pretty good. Cycled reliably. Pretty light on the recoil actually. Let's run 3 more rounds. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. See if it operates fast. Look at that. No problem with the target loads. Let's step it up a little bit though. You know, because a lot of folks aren't gonna just use this for target loads. They're gonna be shooting the black cloud. These are 3-inch black cloud. Waterfowl round, right? You're gonna have a lot more punch to them. Definitely could tell the difference. It wasn't a target load, but it didn't hurt. Not a ton of recoil. I really like how this gun feels. Okay, let's step it up once again. If you're one of those crazy folks that likes to shoot the 3.5-inch rounds, I generally don't. Let's give that a try. One didn't feed. Woo, if you're a glutton for punishment, put those 3.5s in. You know what? It still didn't feel bad on my shoulder. I felt it more in my hands. It didn't operate that one shell. Let's try that again. No issues at all. The thing with 3.5-inch is they do create more recoil, so if you let your body come back loose, you may have some trouble with the gun ejecting. I definitely feel that a lot. Feel it in my head, feel it in my hands. Shoulder, however, this gun does a really good job not putting it into your shoulder, but there's no way getting around the heavy recoil of a 3.5-inch. You still can definitely feel it. You know what? When you're out in the field hunting birds, you generally don't notice, do you? Hey, put in the comments below, do you prefer to hunt waterfowl with 3-inch or 3.5-inch? Let me know why. Now, I'm gonna go back to these target loads because this is a little test I like to do, indication of how reliable this gun will cycle, is if you can shoot a gun over the head or from the hip and still have it cycle, it's a pretty reliable gun because this is not how they're meant to operate. No problem on those light target loads. No problem at all. Let's go back to the black cloud. No problem on the 3-inch. You would have to be a downright fool to try to shoot 3.5-inch with the gun over your head, but hey, let's try it. Woo, baby! Runs better upside down than it did from the shoulder. Look at that. This gun is brand new. I do probably have maybe 100 rounds through it. Sometimes there's a break-in period to gun, so sometimes they don't operate perfectly. I have shot a little bit, cleaned it, and now we're back out with a fresh clean. So there's the recoil. I like it. Fairly light shooting, especially with those target loads. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have any issues with this gun. I think I had a few hang-ups, gun's just getting broken in, but that's pretty normal, to be honest with you. So now we're gonna take a look at the A400 Xtreme Plus and see how easy, or not easy, depending on how this goes, how it breaks down. Every shotgun's a little bit different, so there's always a little bit unique to every breakdown of a shotgun. First things first, we've checked it. It's clear, no ammo. Let's take off the fore-end cap. I love this. This fore-end cap, it's one twist and it pops off. Actually, it's like half a twist. It goes on just as easy. Clicks, off, like that. Most of them you have to sit there and spin and spin and spin. That comes off really quick. The fore-end comes off. The barrel comes off. The bolt is attached to this sleeve here. And to get the bolt off, we have to take off the bolt handle. This is a little bit tricky on this gun, but once you learn how to do it, it's not bad. The bolt, as you can see here, is a rotating bolt head. There's 2 lines on it. You have to go all the way down to the first line while holding that bolt head down. Takes a little finesse and it pops off. Definitely something to get used to, but I'm sure after a few times that will become very second nature. Then the bolt can slide out. The last thing we need to do is just pop this one pin. The trigger group comes out. We're broken down, ready for cleaning. As you can see here, you got some carbon buildup. That's pretty typical in gas guns. Comes apart pretty easy, and I'm impressed on how few parts there are. The only real challenge I found was taking this off. Let's see how fast it goes back together in reverse order. I like these guns that only have the one pin to go back in. Lining 2 pins up is kind of a pain. Sometimes the pins can be a little tough to go in. Give them a little love with something like a wood handle. They go right in. Okay, put the bolt back in. That slides right in, nice and easy. Now let's put the bolt handle back on. Same process as before. We got to push the bolt head in. That's in, good to go. The barrel goes on next. It's easiest if you have the bolt forward when you put the barrel on, otherwise it can give you a little bit of issue. Slide that right over. Fore-end cap, click on. I tell you what, guys, gas guns are known for having a few more parts than inertia, being a little more complicated. This gun's really simple. They thought of a lot of details on this gun. I really like it. Now it's time to test the speed of this shotgun. It's one thing when you're not shooting at targets, you don't have to recover from the recoil and actually hit a target. It's another thing when you're shooting targets. So my classic speed test is to take 3 white flyers on the clock. When that buzzer goes off, I'll throw the 3 clays and see how fast we can get. Now this is a 3.5-inch gun. I don't expect it to be quite as fast as some 3-inch models, but that we will see. 1, 2, 3. 1.23 seconds for a 3.5-inch gun. That is darn good. One of my faster runs is right around 1.21. That's with a 3-inch gun. Let's see if I can even speed this up a little bit more. That's gonna be tough to beat. I mismounted. I got slower. That was a 1.53. Let's give it one more try. We gotta review that footage. We gotta review that footage because that was a 1.05. The question is, did I release the clays before the timer went off? Let's check it out. And after a review of the footage, I ever so slightly released those clays before the timer. If I would have waited for the timer, that would have been my new record. I'm liking this gun, it's shooting fast. 1.20. 1.20. I only halved that one clay, but I also was mismounted a little bit, so give me a break on that one. I tell you what, this gun has surprised me with how fast it shoots, how well it cycles these light target loads. I'm impressed, folks. So there you have it, guys. It's the Beretta A400 Xtreme Plus. I look at this gun, I put it through the test, I shot different rounds, I looked at all the different aspects I looked for in a shotgun, and I'm a fan. I'm a really big fan of this gun. I know it comes in at a little bit higher price point. That's because they put a lot of detail, thought, engineering behind this gun. I would recommend it. A little bit on the heavier side, but that weight is well balanced. Its shoulder's nice, feels good all the way around. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear from you what other guns you'd like to see me review, what other shotguns you would like to see me review. Also, if you'd like to see me go head to head, do a shotgun showdown with two guns and compare them directly. Thanks again for watching. Remember, whether you're in the field or in life, you're only gonna hit the targets that you're laser focused on. So live target focused. See ya.